Okay, guys, I just wanted to show you how to find a scholarly source. I'm seeing that a lot of people are still really struggling with this, so I'm just going to do a quick example search and just show you how to make sure that your search results are warranting a scholarly source. So, if you go to the Rutgers homepage for the library, it's just libraries.rutgers.edu. It'll bring you right here. What I want to do is just do an example search just so you can sort of get a feel for it. Using quick search is a lot like going to a Target or a Walmart. So to give you an analogy, if you're an aspiring photographer and you're just getting started, you might go to Walmart or Target to buy a beginner camera. Whereas if you're way more advanced, you're shooting weddings, you're a photographer for National Geographic, something like that, you're probably not going to go to Target or Walmart to find your sources. You'll probably go to a specialty camera store, and that's where clicking on this databases option would be better for you because it categorizes them by subject. So just a couple of other things. Here's my example search. I'm just going to use the term food insecurity, and we'll just try college students, and I'm just going to try model and see if that gives us anything. So we'll just see if this gives us a good result. It may not, and I might have to try something different. So I just clicked search. If you look at this actual structure, you will see that anything that's more than one word, if you're using a phrase, you should put it in quotations. So you'll see food insecurity is a phrase, it's in quotations. College students is a phrase, it's in quotations, and then model is just one word, so you can leave it. If I'm using and, it means all of these will appear in the article. Another thing I could have done is I could have used an asterisk here, and that would have meant that it would have included anything that says college student or college students, so you're allowed to do things like that. Guys, here's the key. This is the magic thing. If you go over here to the left side, it says limit to. I need you to click peer-reviewed journals. Just by clicking that, excuse me, and apply filters, your results went from 1200 to 541. Now everything you have here is a scholarly journal article. So when I say half of your sources, and you need 8 for your midterm, have to be scholarly, you know that all of these are scholarly sources. Another thing I would do, excuse me, is go to creation date. You don't want old sources. We always want to work with new research. So I might do 2018 to 2020. I'll click refine, and then it should narrow your scope even further. Now you have 255. Another thing you could do is just language. Most of you are probably going to be working with English. And then the last thing I like to do, if you click subject, it will give you subjects that are present, and it might help you narrow your scope. So if you're focusing on the nutrition aspect of food insecurity, you could click that. If you're talking about how food insecurity impacts mental health, if you wanted to see articles about students, so I'm just going to check a few of these. I'll do students, mental health, and nutrition. I think that's pretty interesting. And we'll click apply filters. So now we go from 200 articles to 106, and that's much better. Now, you already know these are all scholarly. We see our active filters up here. If you like these filters, you can click remember them, and it will the next time you do a search. But let's just click this one, and I just want to show you a couple of tips here. Here's your article. If you scroll down, you would get it from Sage Premiere. You would click this little black arrow. But there's a few important details down here. All of these little red terms here that are highlighted and clickable are subject terms, and these might be really helpful when you conduct a new search. So you might be thinking, oh, housing insecurity, that's interesting. Mental health, college affordability, racial disparities. All of these should help you narrow your scope and make your search more specific. Another thing is you get this big long paragraph that I've just highlighted in yellow called description, and it gives you an overview of what the article is about. So before reading a 30-page article, you know just by reading this small paragraph what is going to be discussed. And this should be helpful. You should be reading it and thinking, yes, let me delve into that, or this is not really what I'm looking for, let me move on. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. Many of you are having issues with scholarly sources. You will see also that this little box will often pop up. It's just, do you need help? Chat with a librarian. I just want to show you how to get there also from their homepage. If you go to get help, you'll see that this whole left portion right here is ask a librarian. I recommend chatting with them, but you can email them, phone them, or make an appointment. If you click that chat option, it's quite literally like texting a friend. You can type any question. I'm having trouble finding articles that cover X, Y, and Z. I can't seem to find a scholarly article about this. I'm looking for a model of success that covers, I don't know, community gardens for people who are food insecure. Can you help me find that? I'm looking for data on people who live in West Trenton. Whatever it might be, the librarian will help you. They are the research professional. The last thing that I want to show you is the research guide. This is linked in our homepage, but just in case you need to find it quicker, you click research guides. And then if you just search 303, which is our course number, it will come up. You can click here, writing for business and the professions. And remember, this is that whole guide they set up to help you with different sections of your paper. You can click the different tabs. There are videos and helpful pieces. The last thing we're going to do today, I just wanted to show you some errors I saw with the annotated bib. I've just taken someone's paper and I've just kind of made it look like what I've been seeing. So a lot of people had the wrong font. So I'm just going to correct some of this and hopefully it'll stick, because you'll need to know all of this for your final paper as well. So we always use Times New Roman and it always has to be size 12. So you just want to make sure of that. So that looks much better already. This looks great. A lot of people are not titling it properly. It should be works cited. This is not correct though. So let me show you what it needs to be. First of all of your citations should be double spaced. Double spaced. So they should look like this. The last two lines need to be indented. So you can do that by dragging, oops, wrong one, this one. 1 second. By dragging it over just a little bit. That's how they should look. The first line comes out here. It's aligned with everything else. And then all of the lines after are out. You should never include the hyperlink. So it's okay to include this, but you want to right click. And then if you scroll down to hyperlink, you can click remove hyperlink. And then it's not clickable anymore. So that's good. You'll add a period at the end. Lastly, for MLA formatting, you'll see that for two authors, you would do last name and last name. But here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You are only going to list the first one. You're going to delete the rest. This rule is for 3 or more. And you are going to do comma, et al. Period. This means that there are 3 or more authors. This is the way it should be. A lot of people were not italicizing the journal title. You should. This looks pretty good. So make sure that that's how your works cited looks. For your midterm paper, you'll just be including the citations. You do not need the annotations, but make sure that this is what it's looking like. I saw a ton of errors in works cited pages. Lastly, your annotation should have been in block formatting, and I've been writing that on a lot of people's papers. For your midterms, they too need to be in block formatting. So if you go up here, you'll see this is a line left. This is center, this is a line right. We're most familiar with those. This far right option, it looks like the lines are all equal. It says justify when I hover over. If you click that, it is block formatting. And look what happens to either side of this paragraph. It becomes equal on each side. So you can see we have that smooth line. And then over here, we also have this smooth line. So once again, we're used to a line left, and just watch how it goes when we click justify. That's what I want for your final paper. All right, hopefully this was helpful. Please reach out if you need anything. You should be peer editing. Most people have not peer edited, according to my knowledge. You need to make sure that you're putting your work in a Google Doc that's shared with your group, and you're sharing that doc with me. Each group should have a shared document. Please make sure you're sharing it with me or you will not get credit. It goes towards that really open 10% that's a part of your final grade, and it really can make or break your grade. So it's really important that you do that. Once again, guys, shoot me an email if you need me. And if you're thinking that it would be helpful to have another open office hours, I know some of you have been scheduling them with me privately. That's great. Just let me know. I'm happy to have another session. All right. I hope that you're well.